Funding for HiQ is provided by Wing to Wing Foundation and the Dutch Miller Auto Group. Today, these two teams begin their quest for this season's championship on HiQ. And now, from Marshall University's School of Journalism and Mass Communications Television Studio A in Huntington, West Virginia, here is the host of HiQ, Ernie Anderson.
Welcome to HiQ, and on today's recap we bring you Game 12 of the 2024-25 high school tournament as Winfield Team 2 takes on Northwest Team 2 to see who will move on in the HiQ tournament. Winfield High School is located on the banks of the Kanawha River, halfway between Huntington and Charleston, one of the newest high schools in Putnam County. They house around 800 students and was named after Brevet Lieutenant Winfield Scott, the longest-serving general in American history and national hero. In 2009, Winfield was named the top academic school in West Virginia by Business Week, and they have won over 60 state titles in sports and other events. Last season on HiQ, Winfield defeated South Point in the opening round, but fell in the second round to Shelby Valley, 250-70. Northwest High School is in McDermott, Ohio, and is the only high school in the Northwest Local School District in Scioto County. Northwest was formed over 50 years ago by merging the McDermott, Otway, and Rardon school districts. Northwest has an enrollment of close to 350 students, and their principal is Mr. Rick Scarberry. This is Northwest's first appearance in the new format of HiQ, but has been on HiQ in the previous years. In the opening round, where correct answers were 10 points, Winfield scored on their opening literature question and then stole Northwest's literature question to take a quick 20-point lead. Northwest then scored their first points of the game on a question about items in the kitchen to cut the lead down to 10. But Winfield quickly regained the 20-point lead on their own in the kitchen question. Northwest picked up 10 more points on the game's first visual question, correctly identifying Maggie Smith. Neither Winfield nor Northwest could correctly identify Patrick Dempsey in the next visual question, which ended the warm-up round with a score of 30-20. In the second round, the bonus round, where correct answers can be worth up to 15 points, and then teams advance to the bonus round where they can add up to 30 more points, both teams struggled to find the correct answers for the 4 questions presented to them, and the round ended with the same 30-20 score with Winfield leading. This ends the first half of play, and when we come back, we'll have the 60-second round and the Stump the Experts round here on HiQ.
It's the New Year's sales event going on right now at Dutch Miller Kia in South Charleston.
For a limited time during the New Year's sales event going on right now at Dutch Miller Kia of South Charleston, get 1.9% financing for up to 60 months and $750 loyalty cash on the 2025 Kia Sportage. Plus, ask about making no payments for 90 days. That's no payments for 90 days.
Shop 24/7 at DutchMillerKiaofCharleston.com.
The W. Page Pitt School of Journalism and Mass Communications at Marshall University doesn't simply offer another degree. It trains students to see, understand, and explain the next stories that will define our world. Advertising and public relations, media studies and production, and journalism degrees at Marshall are unique because they are earned by doing, by getting involved in the work, and by understanding the process. Contact us for additional information or to schedule a campus visit. We're ready when you are.
Welcome back to HiQ. In the 60-second round, teams are given 60 seconds to answer 10 questions worth 10 points each. If they answer all questions correctly, they'll receive a 20-point bonus. Teams have the choice of the following 4 categories: presidents' last names in other words, movie titles in other words, under, then over, or medicine. Since Northwest was trailing, they received the first choice of category. They chose presidents' last names in other words. Using the full 60 seconds, they correctly answered 5 of the 10 questions to give them their first lead of the game with a score of 70-30. Winfield then had a chance to answer the 5 questions that Northwest did not earn points on, and they correctly answered 4 of the 5, which tied the game at 70 points each. Winfield chose movie titles in other words as their category and ended up earning 70 points on 7 correct answers. Northwest was unable to steal any points on the missed questions, which ended the round with Winfield leading by a score of 140-70. In the Stump the Experts round, where questions are now worth 20 points each, it can be anyone's game. Winfield extended their lead out to 90 points from their literary couples question. Winfield then earned 20 more points from the Northwest literary couples question. Northwest then struck back by answering a government jobs question. Not to be outdone, Winfield correctly answered their own government jobs question to bring the score to 200-90. Winfield earned 20 more points from the game's first audio question, and then correctly answered Northwest audio question to take a commanding lead. With teamwork, Winfield then correctly guessed the 7-syllable word to pick up 20 more points to end the round. At the end of the game, the final score was Winfield 260 and Northwest 90, which means that Winfield, Team 2, advances to the second round for a chance to join Raceland, Wheelersburg, and Winfield Team 1 in the High Q playoffs. Thank you very much for tuning in, and be sure to join us next time for another exciting episode. As Ernie Anderson always says, be sure to adopt a spayed or neutered pet for a lifetime of love, like he did with his dog, Bart Twain. Good day, everybody, and God bless you, and we will see you all here next time, here on High Q.
Funding for High Q is provided by Wing to Wing Foundation and the Dutch Miller Auto Group. This is Adam Needham speaking for High Q, an Ernie Anderson production in association with Marshall University's School of Journalism and Mass Communications.